Ivan III versus Mongol Rule. The Mongols. In the 1200s, an empire known as Kievan Rus inhabited what is now Russia. The Kievan Rus was very successful until 1240, when a new threat arose. This threat was a nomadic group from Mongolia called the Mongols. The Mongols have the reputation for the most feared groups due to the Mongols' leader, Genghis Khan. He was known as the most feared ruler of all time. Seeking new land, the Mongols crossed through Asia and fought their way into Kievan Rus.
History between the Mongols and the Russians. In 1240, the leader of the Mongols, Genghis Khan, instructed his Mongol army to invade and control Kievan Rus. The ruler of Kievan Rus, the Grand Prince, was an influential ruler of his time. He influenced those around him because he refused to pay taxes to the Mongols. This took effect because it showed to the others around him that you could stand up to the Mongols. Treatment of Russian versus Mongols. Under Mongol rule, the Kievan Rus would not have to practice Mongol customs, but only if they are perfectly obedient and paid loads of taxes. The Mongols kept the Russians very separated from outside contact, keeping them isolated from new ideas and inventions.
Ivan III. The restricting laws of the Mongols angered many people, but one in particular was Ivan III. Ivan was born in 1440 and was named Grand Prince of Moscow upon the death of his father Vasily. His leadership as Grand Prince earned him the role of Ivan the Great, and he was greatly praised by his men and followers. However, Ivan didn't agree with the Mongols. He refused to pay tribute to the Mongols and wanted to separate. In order to separate, he had to confront the Mongols once and for all.
The standoff. The standoff took place at the Ugra River, 150 miles southwest of Moscow, the Mongols on one side and the Russians on the other. Consequently, neither side fought, participating in a non-violent standoff. On November 11, 1480, the Khan withdrew, acknowledging his failure to restore his lordship over Rus. Fighting after liberation. Sometime after the standoff, Moscow wanted to expand, and the Mongols wanted Moscow back. Fighting eventually broke out, led by Ivan III's son Ivan and his brother Andrew. At this point, Russia won, but the Mongols were assimilating into Russian culture and didn't want to fight anymore, resulting in the breakdown of power.
Ivan's new empire. After breaking away from Mongol rule, Ivan III started his new territory. With Moscow now solely part of his new empire, he needed to gain more, so to do that he annexed new land. His goal for his new empire was to make it the Third Rome, meaning he wanted to make his empire just as that of the Roman Empire's influence and prestige. He even adopted the title of Czar, the Russian word for Caesar. Now that Ivan had his own empire, he began to lead Russia toward its independence from the Mongols.